Welcome to this week's Coach's Corner. We're going to highlight girls basketball in this week's edition of our Coach's Corner feature with Coach Fincher. And what a weekend our Lady Cats and our Wildcats had this past weekend. Both teams won 2 of 3 at the East Central Tournament in Ada, including a 5th place finish for the girls when they won back-to-back games and a 3rd place finish for our boys. Now, our girls team is 5-5, and Coach, congratulations losing that first one at Ada, but really a resounding comeback in the next 2 ball games to get your team to 500.
Well, after the game, we didn't mince words. We didn't play very well on Thursday. You were there, you saw it. We just didn't play well. Just didn't come out with the fire that we usually had. Didn't compete like we usually do, and we talked about it afterwards. We made a mistake. A mistake doesn't define you. After the mistake, what are you going to do? And that's what we challenged the girls that came out. Didn't shoot real well in the first half, but we kept playing against Durant and found a way to get it done. So, some good things went on.
Well, this team is, if nothing else, resilient because after a loss on Thursday, they came out and played against Durant on Friday in a game which you win, you go to 5th place game, and you lose, you go to 7th place. There's a big difference there. I've watched this long enough. That 5th place game has a lot of motivation. That 7th place game, not so much. And your girls very easily could have been in that 7th place game, but, as all teams do, they kind of willed themselves to a Friday victory.
Well, we found a way to win. We got every shot we wanted the first half, and they just didn't go down. We just told them at halftime, keep shooting the basketball, keep playing hard, keep playing great defense, work harder than they do. And had a pretty good second half. Effort-wise, it was great, and pulled it out in overtime.
Well, we know that Kenzie Lyons is our best scorer, our big scorer, but Destiny Crowder played a major role scoring with the basketball on the free throw line and in overtime to help win you that ball game.
Well, she made 2 free throws with 14 seconds left to tie it, and then in overtime just was a machine. And she made a couple steals late, a couple layups, she didn't. It wasn't easy, but she made it look easy because she's a great athlete and great competitor, and she definitely willed us to that win.
Well, Saturday, the Lady Cats were playing for the Consolation Championship, and they played a team they had just beaten in a close ball game, and so you kind of figured the Guthrie girls were going to have a lot of motivation, and Ponca City took the steam out of them in the first half, Coach.
Well, we had a game plan, and we tweaked it a little bit from Tuesday night. We knew that Coach Hankins at Guthrie was going to make some adjustments, and what he didn't count on was our girls playing with more fire than maybe all year, and they came out and executed well, played hard, and took a good lead into the break at halftime.
The game got close, but again, kind of willed your way to victory. And in that ball game, Lyons, your big scorer, who averages almost 20 points a game, Coach, she had 30 points. And you've done this a long time, as I have, but 30 points in girls basketball, that's an awful lot of points.
Well, it's an awful lot of points in in boys, girls, high school, college. You have a 30-point night, you've done something, and she had 14 at the half and had 16 in the second half. So it wasn't like she had just got hot. It was consistent scoring throughout the game, and she helped us handle the ball a little bit there, and these girls just they found a way. They had a chance to let Guthrie all the way back in it, and they didn't. They kept fighting.
The girls left after the Guthrie game, but I had a chance, Kenzie stayed, and I had a chance to interview her on the radio during the boys' game. And the first thing she said was, she thanked Claire McCormick, and she thanked Destiny Crowder, and she thanked all the players that surround, because when you score 30 points, there's an awful lot of good passing that goes on, a lot of assists. They get you the ball. And so, very humble player, but that's the first thing she did was thank all of those players around her because they did do an excellent job.
Well, they did. And it's a team game, and anytime someone has a night like that, there's somebody passing her the ball. And our girls are very grounded, and Kenzie's a great competitor, but she's also a great team player, as are the other girls. While she had a great night, the other ones did a good job of stepping up and getting the ball. And they know when it's crunch time, they know where the ball needs to go, and my hat's off to them for their unselfishness.
Absolutely. It's a team game, and even if it's just a free throw, everybody contributes. In fact,
Absolutely.
you look at what you did this past weekend, and in a 3-day tournament that you have to get some help from the bench. You have to play a lot of players, and from the from the Thursday game on, you weren't afraid to put anybody on the bench in there, and they all did well.
They did. Everybody played Thursday, and we had 10 or 11 play on Friday and Saturday, and that's one thing coming in here. I love to play a lot of kids. If you'll contribute, I'll find a way for you to get on the floor, and we had a lot of kids that did that.
Should be noted that Kinsey Lions made the all-tournament team as well. And so the Lady Cats come out through 10 games this season. Our girls are 5-5. And tough game on Tuesday this week. You play Putnam City at Putnam City, the 5th road game in 8 days for our girls basketball team. Let's get on that bus and let's go get them.
Well, that's the plan.
What does Putnam City bring?
Well, athleticism. They've got a couple post players that are really good. They've got a couple shooters that can shoot it from the perimeter, and it's going to be a tough challenge. We've watched them on film. We watched them live at Hera, and we've already been game planning and trying to get that going.
The funny thing about this time of year is that you'll play a lot of games, but after the Tuesday game, Coach, you're going to have about a week and a half until your next game. What are some of the things that right now in your mind you want to work on with this team? Obviously, there's a lot of things that are going on, but off the top of your head, some things that you want to get done besides a little rest. You want to get done.
Yeah, we do need a little rest, but these girls they keep fighting, and they'll fight tomorrow night, and then Wednesday we'll start back with fundamentals. The game is based around fundamentals, and we'll start keep working on our fundamentals. We'll work on scoring the basketball. And and just keep doing our basic, the foundation of what we're doing, just team ball.
I know that we probably won't talk to you until after the upcoming Moore tournament, but that tournament's very, very tough. A lot of very good teams in that tournament.
Oh yeah, Edmond Santa Fe, who's been ranked as high as number 2 this year. You've got Muskogee, who's a perennial 6A power. Norman North. There's some really good basketball teams, and more. They're 7-3, and that's who we've got in the first round, and we'll go get them and see what happens.
Coach, congratulations on a fine weekend. Good luck the rest of the way, and we'll see you Tuesday night.
Thank you.
Jody Fincher, our girls basketball coach, on this edition of Coach's Corner.